Thank you very much, Hugh. The Europa League is not the stage that Barcelona and Manchester United should be playing on, and Manchester United should not be playing a Champions League dropout. But both clubs are in need of restoration, and Manchester United failed to complete the first act of the group stage action with the swagger that would have allowed them to avoid such a hard task. But what a game. What a mouth-watering, iconic tie. It may not be the kind of game that Manchester United wanted, but for everyone else it's a fixture that oozes European pedigree and conjures memories of famous duels from the past. 2 Champions League finals that went Barcelona's way, a European Cup Winners' Cup final that went Manchester United's way, and a hell of a lot in between. And of course you can't come to the Camp Nou without thinking about 1999. 2 changes for Barcelona from their Sunday night victory over Villarreal. Marc-Andre ter Stegen is their goalkeeper. Jules Koundé plays at right back. Ronald Araujo and Marcos Alonso are the 2 centre-backs, but actually for a lot of the time they've been playing over the course of their career as full-backs. Jordi Alba is a left-back, and then it's Frenkie de Jong and Franck Kessié in midfield, with Pedri and Gavi just further on from them in a sort of box behind Rafinha and Lewandowski. They have sacrificed a little bit of width recently in the absence of Sergio Busquets, just to bulk up that midfield. For Manchester United, 3 changes from the side that beat Leeds United with 2 goals late on in that game. It's a return for Casemiro after domestic suspension, and they are in a strong position with Wout and Weghorst leading the line and Rashford and Sancho flanking him. Now before we start, both sets of players and officials will pause for a period of reflection for those victims caught up in the earthquake disaster in Turkey and Syria. There will be a period of silence on the whistle of the referee. Barcelona have had their off-field issues this season. More have reared up today, actually. If you were listening to Jim White and Simon Jordan earlier on Talksport, you would have heard about that. Manchester United have both had on-the-pitch and behind-the-scenes unrest in recent years. But tonight on the home of Football Talksport, the focus is on that football. Tomorrow we've got action from the Championship. Game day returns on Saturday with Arsenal looking to bounce back against Aston Villa. But tonight, it's the blockbuster. 2 of the world's biggest teams meet on the world's biggest sports radio station. It's Barcelona against Manchester United, and it's live on Talksport. Barcelona in their traditional deep red, light blue and dark blue stripes. Manchester United in white tops and white shorts will get us off and underway, attacking the goal away to our left-hand side. The referee is Maurizio Modigliani from Italy. The VAR, the very experienced Massimiliano Irrati. I'm sure Barcelona will have looked him up. And the former England and West Ham striker Dean Ashton is alongside me in the commentary box. And Dean, this is a fantastic encounter. But will Manchester United relish springing counter-attacks against Spain's best team?
I think you're right. What an incredible game. We've got historic clubs, the both of them.
Early ball in from Fernandes from the right-hand side, which just eludes Fred and goes through the 6-yard box and out the other side.
He has every right, I think, to ask, where was his striker? Where was Marcus Rashford? It was a brilliant ball in from Fernandes, right behind Alonso. No one there. I think, just going back to your point, Barcelona, as we've come to watch over the years, is really back to that tiki-taka, compact, possession-based football. And you're right, I think Manchester United will absolutely love that. They'll relish that, and Marcus Rashford, I think, is going to be key to that. When it does go into Weghorst, Rashford, the form and the pace and his finishing has shown he could be a real threat.
Barcelona on the attack, 1 minute gone, 0-0. Pedri plays it out towards the far side. Lewandowski makes the best of a bad ball from Gavi, out towards the right it goes, and now Rafinha's trying to get into the penalty area. Low ball to the edge of the box, and it's steered away by the retreating Weghorst, who was very, very deep there, almost playing as a midfield player, getting back to help out his defence. 90 seconds gone, goalless.
I'm just looking at Manchester United's shape, actually. I wonder whether it is a 4-4-2, at least possession, or even in possession. It looks like Fernandes on the right, Sancho on the left, and Marcus Rashford right up there alongside Weghorst.
Yeah, well, certainly Weghorst is playing centrally, so is Fred, who's got the ball in the centre circle, plays it wide. Weghorst is peeled out there, first time ball into the box is knocked away by Marcus Alonso and into the arms of ter Stegen away to our left. It is a slightly different formation for Manchester United, and it's one that sort of, I suppose, is there to outfox Barcelona, and maybe with a little nod to the way that Barcelona now play with those four midfielders.
I think so, and the fact that Fred in that midfield is a lot higher than Casemiro, as in almost not alongside each other, he's directly ahead of Casemiro, looking to go and try and intercept when it goes into one of the Barcelona midfielders.
Barcelona have the ball deep inside their own half with Frenkie de Jong, the much coveted Frenkie de Jong, who maybe starting to find his position in the team after a summer of speculation, the speculation that's reared its head during the January transfer window. The ball runs loose and it's picked up by Jules Koundé, who survives a challenge from Fred just short of the halfway line, and Barcelona have a free kick just right of centre. He's a World Cup finalist, Jules Koundé, who was signed from the best defence in Spain last season, Sevilla, to bulk up this Barcelona backline, and they have been pretty robust at the back and in ruthless forms going forward. They've been keeping teams out, carving out wins over the course of the campaign. They have different set of actors from last year, but their personnel reshuffle has taken them to the top of the table in Spain. De Gea under pressure, kicks clear out towards the near side. La Masia heads it back towards Shaw. The press goes on, and across comes Rafinha to try and shut down the attempted clearance from Shaw. It goes out for a throw-in on this near touchline.
I think that's why defensively they have been so good, Barcelona, because from the front they really have pressed as a team. They suffocate the opposition as soon as they lose the ball, and it's meant that the defence really hasn't been exposed as much as it was last season.
Lovely work from Pedri, and even better work from Ronald Araujo down this right-hand side. Touches it back to Rafinha on the touchline. Goes past Weghorst, who's very deep again into the penalty area. Gets to the byline. Took that out of play, Rafinha. The referee has allowed play on. Luke Shaw eventually pulled up, and it's going to be a goal kick away to our right-hand side. The Europa League featuring some illustrious names this season: Juve, Ajax, Monaco, Roma, Sevilla, Arsenal, all still to come back in. And then there's these two, the biggest of the lot. Barcelona 0, Manchester United 0. 5 minutes gone in the Camp Nou. Casemiro back at the base of midfield, tries to clear downfield and charged down by Gavi, who's an all-action midfield player. Just signed a new deal, which is why actually in La Liga you might see him wearing the number 6 shirt, but because he was registered at the start of the season wearing 30 in European competition, he's wearing 30 again tonight. De Gea gets it back inside his 18-yard box, plays it short into Varane, who plays it wide towards the left-hand side. Shaw chips it forward. It's a long ball looking to expose the pace of Rashford. Doesn't quite reach him. It's away by Koundé, and then back into the centre of Wan-Bissaka. Up to Weghorst, who tries to hold on to it. It's out and away to the left, and Jordi Alba recovers. Alba in the team tonight, but for a lot of the season he's seen his position taken by Alex Balde, who's been a fantastic servant in his short time as a Barcelona first-team player. Varane travels forward at pace, plays it out to the left and on to Sancho. Sancho trying to skip past one defender. When Pedri comes back to help out his defence, Varane's continued his charge. Across comes Araujo. Araujo playing in the right full-back position. Those two, Jules Koundé and Araujo, have switched tonight, I think because they want to make sure they keep Marcus Rashford quiet.
Yeah, I think so. He's obviously going to be tightly marked, Marcus Rashford, but I'm fascinated by the way Ten Hag has set his team up. It's almost like a front five when Fred goes and joins.
Malacia onto Rashford, down the left channel to the byline, low ball in towards Fernandes, comes back to Malacia. It's blocked on the edge of the 6-yard box by Marcos Alonso, and it goes out on this near side for a throw-in. Big chance, first chance, it goes Manchester United's way.
Yes, a really good run from Marcus Rashford, played down the side by Malacia, just cut that ball back from Fernandes, who was arriving late. Really good block it was from Alonso. And Malacia couldn't quite get the shot away, but that is exactly where they want Marcus Rashford, just in that inside left channel. Nice early ball into Fernandes, who couldn't quite get that strike away. Good defending in the end. It was Alba, actually.
Alba came across and blocked the first one from Fernandes, and then Malacia's effort was repelled by Marcos Alonso. Malacia actually doing very well to follow that cross in and get involved inside the 18-yard box. 0-0 the score. Casemiro flicks the ball forward up towards the edge of the penalty area. It's headed away by Alonso, picked up by Wan-Bissaka, tracked by Gavi over on the far side. Back in field it goes to Fernandes, who's still midway inside Barcelona territory when he turns and gives it to Wan-Bissaka. Back to Fernandes again. It's a fast start to the game on Talksport. If you're tuning in, waiting for Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent, Manchester United taking precedence tonight as Sancho sends the ball towards the far post, looking for Weghorst, headed away by Alonso. Offside flag has eventually gone up against Weghorst, and a free kick is going to be given on the edge of the 6-yard box. Barcelona 0, Manchester United 0, live on Talksport in the Europa League with Till, the card payment provider from NatWest.
I actually like what Ten Hag has done here, because actually he's probably recognised that with Varane and with Shaw, Barcelona don't really have that out-and-out pace at the top end of the pitch. Of course Lewandowski comes alive in the penalty area. Rafinha's not rapid.
Here is Jordi Alba trying to release Gavi, falls to Lewandowski, who gets into the penalty area, tries the shot, saved by the goalkeeper down to his right, and it's parried away towards the far side, where eventually Lewandowski retrieves it once again. Good shot from him, the first one in anger that he's conjured tonight. The 23-goal Polish striker, who is as prolific as you would expect, but maybe not as prolific as he was in Germany. 25 goals in 31 matches for club and country this season. De Jong forward, chance apiece then for Barcelona and Manchester United, but no score in the game. Down the right channel it goes to Pedri. Pedri weaves his way infield, holding a position in the centre of the Manchester United half was Lewandowski. Out to the left and Jordi Alba once again. He flicks it on to Gavi. Gavi, a yard in from the touchline, reverses the ball into the edge of the penalty area. Kessie plays it back to Gavi. It was a difficult ball, and Casemiro snapped around his ankles and won it back for Manchester United, who eventually get a throw-in on the far side, with Fernandes being held deep.
And that's where they're going to have the problems. When Barcelona do build it up, they're so good at picking up positions in behind your midfield and just in front of your defence, the likes of Pedri and Gavi. Kessie in that instant, but Lewandowski, when he just comes alive. As soon as it comes in and around the penalty area, he nipped in front of Shaw, faked as if he was going to shoot, took it past Varane, and then a good save by De Gea.
And they come again, Pedri into the penalty area, tries to square it for Lewandowski. It comes back to Araujo, shoots from distance, and it's a little bit ambitious from Ronald Araujo, whose only goal this season came in the topsy-turvy Copa del Rey game with the lower league side Intercity back in the middle of January. But that came from Manchester United kicking out and trying to play out from the back, and it not quite working.
But I guess that's the risk. Tactically, that's the risk when you have 5 players right at the top end of the pitch and you leave Casemiro all on his own in midfield. When Barcelona bypass those 5, there's so much space then for Pedri and Gavi to get on the ball either side of Casemiro.
Yeah, Wan-Bissaka is just giving the ball away rather cheaply in the right full-back position, surrounded once again by Pedri and Gavi. Pedri moves his way out to that left-hand side. But the fact that they've got so much energy, as well as the requisite skill for this level, Pedri and Gavi at the young age they are, allows the likes of Kessie and Frankie de Jong just to sit just a little bit deeper and protect that back four. They will get up and down all day and move wide if necessary. And Lewandowski spotted the run out wide towards the left of Jordi Alba, who's joining the attack now. A low ball in towards Gavi, who picks it despite the fact that there is a little deflection off Wan-Bissaka. They're in the area. A flick by Gavi is headed away by Luke Shaw. Backing by Gavi again, looking for the run of Rafinha onto Lewandowski, who's being manhandled inside the box by Varane. He comes out to Gavi on the edge of the area, and it's really untidy from Manchester United. Fred hasn't managed to give it away. He's given away a free kick instead. And Manchester United were under the cosh there from the Barcelona onslaught, and there was even a suggestion that maybe Rafael Varane was hindering the movement of Robert Lewandowski.
Well, Luke Shaw is finding it difficult. He's up against one of the old masters in Lewandowski. A couple of times he's just tried to get too tight. Lewandowski's rolled him, and then it was actually, you're right, I actually thought Varane did well. I thought he just about did enough to put Lewandowski off without it being a foul. And then again, like you said, that energy from Pedri and Gavi just to swarm around the Manchester United players and win that ball back and win a free kick from Fred was excellent. Marcus Alonso is saying to Lewandowski and Rafinha, I mean, we've seen him in the Premier League.
He is terrific at taking a dead ball situation. His set pieces are usually pinpoint accurate, especially from this sort of range. It favours the left footer as well, doesn't it, Dean?
Yeah, definitely the side for a left footer going over the wall to the near post. David De Gea just lining that wall up.
Alonso looks a little bit more sheepish now after a confident start to his negotiations with Lewandowski. He's placed the ball down. It's about 3 yards back from the edge of the D. It does favour the left footer. There is a ragged four-man wall with Sancho crouching down behind it. It's Alonso steps up left-footed towards the near corner. Is he a couple of yards over the top of the crossbar on this occasion?
I always like to just look at the other player in that situation. Lewandowski just turned away as if to think, well, it's my turn next.
Padgel
go 3 or 4 yards over the top.
I think there'll be many negotiations about the next one that Barcelona are awarded. Barcelona have won 13 of their last 16 games, United 14 of their last 17. Two teams in form and two teams who want to make an impact in this competition. Barcelona were eliminated in the autumn from the Champions League after being outclassed by Bayern and Inter. They lost 3 of their 6 group matches and finished 3rd in the group. Fred has won the ball back on the halfway line. There was a impediment though to Barcelona's success prior to that. The free kick has been given against the Brazilian.
But that is what he's in there for, Fred. Alongside Casemiro, he's given a bit more licence to get forward and really go and pound the ball, look to win that high up the pitch and then set Manchester United away. But he's naturally going to give away free kicks, especially against a side like Barcelona.
Barcelona 0, Manchester United 0, live on Talksport. We've played 14 minutes, and tomorrow morning we'll have all the reaction and fallout on breakfast with Alan Brazil. Well, hopefully. Here is Rafinha switching the play to the left-hand side. The ball collected by Alba, who sends the ball in towards the near post, and it's cleared away by Wan-Bissaka, picked up by Fernandes and touched out to the far side. And then it's on to Kessie, who's in the heart of midfield. It's a big guest actually tomorrow on the breakfast show. Looking forward to that. Paul Whitehouse, Danny Mills, Neil Custis, Alex Crook, Mickey Gray, Dominic King. And if you fancy a bit of music, then the Chris Evans breakfast show is on Virgin Radio from 6:30 every weekday morning. You can listen to that on DAB Digital Radio. You can download the Virgin Radio app. This is Talksport. It's Barcelona 0, Manchester United 0. Varane just being chased by Gavi on that far side, the left, towards the edge of his own penalty area. The Frenchman sends it back to his goalkeeper De Gea, who kicks clear up over the halfway line, but it quickly comes back, and Barcelona trying to attack down the left flank before Marcus Alonso decides that the safety first option is appropriate and goes back to his goalkeeper, the German Marc-Andre ter Stegen.
They've just got a grip of the game, haven't they, Barcelona? I wonder how long Ten Hag will persist with this almost front five and Weghorst dropping in. He's in the midfield area at the moment.
He has been right from the very off, really, Dean, hasn't he? He's been so deep, and he's too big to be that deep, isn't he?
I know he presses well, but he's too easy just to bop it around, and that's what Barcelona have done, and they're finding it too easy to get it into their dangerous players at the moment, Barcelona.
It's hard for me to suggest that he can't move around because of his height, but his mobility is not his strong point. Here is Pedri on the right side. He tries to move up towards the edge of the penalty area. It's a challenge by Casemiro, which sees the ball deflect out for a throw-in to Barcelona, level with the edge of the penalty area. 16 gone. Here is Rafinha, the former Leeds winger, cutting in from the left side and trying to find Kessier. He took a little whack from someone before getting back to his feet. De Jong takes a travel forward into Rafinha, tries to turn it round the corner, doesn't quite come off, and it goes all the way through to the goalkeeper.
I don't think you were too harsh when you said that about Weghorst, because ultimately it's different sprinting and closing down than it is having to have that awareness of where players are and being able to move your feet quickly when players are playing little triangles in around you, and it doesn't look natural to him. It looks uncomfortable for him.
Manchester United will hope that it works out. Fred has given the ball away. Jordi Alba with a good presence of mind to get back, scurrying into position, so that when Fred tried to push that out to the right side, he was there to cover, and Barcelona have won it back again. Erik ten Hag has a liking for knockout football. He's pretty good at it. His record in the Dutch Cups is a testament to that. And Manchester United are in the FA Cup 5th round, the EFL Cup final, and in this tie as well in the Europa League. They are the only team in Europe fighting on 4 fronts, and they've won the ball back on halfway. Weghorst did his job there. Wan-Bissaka trying to travel down the right touchline, but Lewandowski is in his own half defending, and the ball goes down to play over on the far side. I think what we have learned from the team sheets and the way this game has been approached, it means a lot to both teams. Long ball forward, looking to try and release Sancho. No one backing up on this left-hand side as it runs loose. Malacia is going to get there first on the edge of the Barcelona 18-yard box. He tries to come infield right-footed, finds Rashford, but it wasn't a great pass. Sancho trying to join. Malacia keeping it alive. There was a foul. And it's going to be a Barcelona free kick because of Malacia's attempt to win the ball from Gavi.
It looked like a good opportunity. It was sloppy from Malacia when he cut inside, then onto his right foot. It was a poor pass into Rashford. He's then miscontrolled and given away a free kick, and it was a decent opportunity as well. And again, on the break, Manchester United will look dangerous, and especially Bruno Fernandes. He loves that one where he just on his right foot and he kind of bends it in behind the opposition defence for Rashford and Sancho to run onto.
It's a really good ball out to the far side for Jordi Alba to attack, and he does just that. He gets it back to Gavi on the left edge of the Manchester United box. He sends it infield. It's a poor ball which is cut out by Fred, and Manchester United end up giving possession away after winning it back in a deep position, and Gavi has skipped it over to Pedri, who flicks it on. It comes back to him and he volleys the ball over the top of the crossbar. Well, he tried to flick that on into the path of Robert Lewandowski. It came back off a Manchester United defender, Luke Shaw, fell back to Pedri, and he smashed that ball over the top of the crossbar.
Well, Bruno Fernandes is a player you can get at when he's deep in his own half and he looks to play. And Leeds United did this brilliantly at Old Trafford against Bruno Fernandes early on. Barcelona have done the same here, winning the ball back off Bruno Fernandes, playing into Pedri. It bounced favourably for him, and then that side volley just got that backspin on the ball and takes it up and over the crossbar. Got to get on top of those volleys, hit those into the ground.
19 minutes gone. You're listening to Talksport, and it is Barcelona 0, Manchester United 0, but it has been without lots of chances so far. It's been an intriguing game. It's one that hasn't stopped from the minute it started. It's been all action. And out on the left, Jordi Alba is trying to create some more action with a cross which he goes straight into the arms of David De Gea, and he will clear from inside his box. He bowls that out towards the right side looking for Fernandes. It's headed away by Alba. Fernandes is caught as he's travelling off the pitch. It's going to be a throw-in just short of the halfway for Manchester United, who are all in white and attacking the goal away to our left tonight.
Well, I think it's the change in Ten Hag's almost system in this half that I think is the most intriguing, and just both sides looking to take hold of the game. I think Barcelona have done it better actually than Manchester United yet. There hasn't really been that genuine threat on the break yet in terms of decent quality.
Atmosphere's been lively as well. There are 4,000 Manchester United fans that have boarded planes and trains from England's northwest to the Catalan capital. Barcelona is always a destination that football fans will gravitate to, and there's been some cracking matches between these two, that's for sure. And Manchester United, who are on the up, know that this is probably the sternest test that they've faced since they were beaten by Arsenal recently, and probably the hardest tie that they will play for the rest of the season. And they might get a little bit of a benefit here, because a back pass to Ter Stegen has gone awry, and he has slipped as he's trying to receive that ball from Koundé, and it's gone behind and away for a corner.
I mean, it wasn't that much pressure. Marcus Rashford just closed down Koundé, and he just turned and played the ball back to Ter Stegen without looking and put too much on it. A lovely, pristine, greasy surface that Camp Nou has. That was just skipped away from Ter Stegen.
Yeah, the Camp Nou has been a reliable surface to play your football on. Unlike the Bernabeu, I've done a few games there this season, and it's been a real mess. Here is Luke Shaw in towards the near post, headed away by the first man, who was Lewandowski. Comes out towards the near side, and then it's Fred who's chasing it out on this near touchline. He was put under a little bit of pressure, and he thought he was going to get the free kick. Xavi and Fred involved in a conversation. Couldn't get out of the way before trying to, ended up clattering into the Barcelona head coach. Yeah, that Bernabeu pitch is, because of the building work that's going on there, they can't get as much of the light and usual weather sort of system into the pitch, so they're struggling to grow the grass properly. There's so many bald areas, and it's causing problems for the football, I think, as well. Real Madrid actually, some of the players blaming that for their downturn in form.
It's not like players, is it, to blame something else other than themselves?
Ball is out over on the far side. Xavi doing a bit of a Mikel Arteta from last night, wasn't he, as Fred went over towards the near touchline. We're just going to replay of that. It was a little tuck away. And there was a foul on the halfway line now on Bruno Fernandes by Xavi, and it's going to be a free kick to Manchester United on that halfway line. And now Italian referee giving Manchester United a decision which Barcelona believe they don't deserve.
I just think Bruno Fernandes has got to win that, and then Gavi just shoves him in the back for no reason whatsoever, and the referee spotted it.
Jordi Alba is protesting Gavi's innocence, coming to the 18-year-old's rescue. But Bruno Fernandes is getting the free kick from Maurizio Mariani. And after 23 minutes, it's still goalless in the UEFA Europa League. This is the playoff round ahead of the last 16, so essentially the last 32 of the competition. It's where the group runners-up are joined by the dropouts from the Champions League. Barcelona, the dropouts. Manchester United, the group runners-up, after losing to Real Sociedad at home. That was the only points that they dropped during the group stage. It was an iffy penalty that they got given against them that night. Ball is on the left-hand side with Jordi Alba, moving towards the edge of the penalty area, tries a back heel. Wan-Bissaka stands his ground, takes the ball to the right edge of the pitch towards the far touchline, and then can't get it out. There's a couple of times now that he's had the ball and been harassed and lost it, and Barcelona have come forward. A double tackle from either side from Weghorst and Fred fells Gavi. The referee doesn't give a foul, and Barcelona continue to travel with it through the middle of the pitch out towards this right hand side.
And you can see why in La Liga Barcelona are the best pressing side. They've been brilliant so far. When Manchester United have won possession, the energy show.
Wan-Bissaka left a gap, but it allowed Jordi Alba to spring into action. He's run down towards the corner and played it against Rafael Varane. It's gone behind and away for the first corner of the game.
He's not got a bad touch, is he, Alba? When that ball's played over the top a couple of times over his shoulder, he's just taken that down.
He's got an expensive contract, and the feeling is that he's going to be one of those that they sacrifice towards the end of the season.
Well, just before we came out, you were saying about Balde. He's a bad replacement, is he? Signing player.
Amazing. Meteoric rise for him. Ball in towards the middle of the United penalty area. De Gea's come and punched into the air. It comes back to Rafinha, who tries a strike, but it was ambitious, and it's cleared away by Malacia upfield towards the halfway line. Barcelona recover it, send it down the right, sprinting to try and reach that ahead of Malacia was Rafinha. He took it out of play. It's a Manchester United throw. I think we all expected Barcelona to dominate the ball, and United then look to pounce on the counter-attack. No Premier League team scores more goals in transition than Manchester United, but hasn't been too much of that. Here's Lewandowski, who've turned the ball over. Barcelona have turned the ball over now. He can't control it as he goes into the penalty area. A recovery tackle from Wan-Bissaka saves the day. But Frankie de Jong just stepped in as Manchester United were trying to play out. It was quite aimless, really. He returned the ball straight to Lewandowski, and Varane it was who got round him and nabbed it back for Manchester United to spare their blushes.
Yeah, they're lucky that Lewandowski took a bad touch, because if he takes that on the back foot, he can then strike straight away. Instead, it was a poor touch, and Varane was on him.
The previous point was that we weren't seeing really Manchester United counter-attack that often in the game so far. That
Wan-Bissaka gets beyond one defender, pulls it back towards the edge of the box, and Sancho's strike takes a deflection and goes narrowly wide of the right-hand upright. That was a good opportunity. Wan-Bissaka doing well down the right-hand side, getting the better of Alba, pulling it back from the byline, and Sancho striking first time under no real pressure really, and Frankie de Jong did just enough to get something on it to steer it wide.
It was really good from Wan-Bissaka. Really, he just drew Alba in and then took that touch away from him as he dived in, cut it back to Sancho. Really poor finish actually. He's lucky to get a corner because it was probably going for a throw-in. It came off his heel rather than the side of his foot.
The muscular Luke Shaw takes the corner from the near side, and he whips it in, left-footed in towards that near post. It was aimed towards Varane. It's cleared away by Gavi, picked up by Sancho far side, the United right, into Casemiro's. Delivery is deep. Varane still up there, heads it back across the face of goal. Koundé brings it down calmly, hooks it into the air under pressure from Weghorst, and then Lewandowski manages to clear after a really good touch, but it's stopped by Malacia before it reaches the halfway line. Manchester United come forward again. Oh, that was really poor, and it's won by Rafinha. Then Luke Shaw tidies up, and Manchester United turn it over again. 27 gone. Barcelona 0, Manchester United 0, and now Weghorst might be in behind here. He gets it left foot, he drives it towards goal, stopped by Ter Stegen, and the goalkeeper called into action. But it wasn't a great finish from Wout Weghorst, who gets his first chance of the night. Either side of the goalkeeper, and Manchester United were one up, but he couldn't steer it either side of Ter Stegen. It was straight at the German.
Brilliant run, brilliant ball from Bruno Fernandes, just curling that into his path. He didn't even have to break stride. He could let that come across his body and then take the strike with his left foot. And you're right, it wasn't convincing. It was a bit of a bobbler into Ter Stegen's legs, who just kept himself nice and big and straight and just stuck out that left leg. It bounced and hit his thigh. I'm sorry, at this level you've got to score those chances. That's 1v1 against a goalkeeper.
Well, that's a foul by Kessié on Fred, who was threatening to escape down the left-hand side. Well, Rocco not happy about the decision that has gone against Kessié, but it is going to be a free kick a yard in from the left touchline.
I just think with Weghorst, I think if there was any real confidence there, he puts that away. Instead, fair enough if you strike the ball properly, he didn't really catch it. I wouldn't have thought as he would have liked. Again, bobbled it into the ground. Sometimes they can go past the goalkeeper, but not a goalkeeper of the quality of Ter Stegen and the form he's been in.
Well, he's been in a fantastic vein of form, hasn't he? 87% save percentage this season in La Liga. He's come to Barcelona's aid. He's one of the major reasons why they've conceded so few goals in La Liga this season. It's still single digits that they've allowed past their goalkeeper over the course of the campaign. Manchester United have a free kick, a yard in from the touchline, left-hand side, midway inside Barcelona territory. Fernandes will whip it in towards the penalty spot. There's a flicked header in by Casemiro, but again it's too close to Ter Stegen and probably not enough power in it, and it's straight into the arms of the German. And now a chance to counter-attack for Barcelona, who do so at rapid pace. Gavi works it wide. Galloping forward now is Alba. He moves up towards the Manchester United box and then gives it back to de Jong. Lewandowski screaming for the ball on this near side, hasn't been spotted, and Kessié goes centrally to Jules Koundé instead. He strides forward into the midpoint of the United half, onto Pedri and back to Kessié, floats it out to the far side. Barcelona 0, Manchester United 0. Gavi takes it towards the corner flag, back into Alba it goes. Sancho trying to get back at him. It's on to Alba once again. He struggles to keep it in, plays it against Varane. It took a little deflection on the way out, and then Alba kicked the advertising board behind the goal, was screaming at the referee for not giving him the decision. He gets a yellow card as a result.
They can't really complain too much. Captain's armband as well this evening. Alba, silly yellow card. What is the point when you've got the rest of the game to play? It's a difficult decision for the referee down on that far side, and now he's on a yellow card. Just stupidity.
He is a little bit hot-headed, is Jordi Alba. He was sent off against earlier in the season against Espanyol in the Barcelona derby, and he's on the yellow card here. Weghorst trying to win the ball after Manchester United snapping to the tackle high up inside opposition territory, and I think they've won a free kick here after Fernandes seemed to get tangled with Frankie de Jong. I thought it was going to go the other way, to be honest with you, for Fred, but actually de Jong's gone wiring into a challenge on Fernandes, and he will let you know about it.
He will make the most of it, won't he? Fernandes. But I think that's it. That's where Ten Hag, I think, sees that front five, is when Barcelona then try and play out and into midfield. You've got the bodies there to just go and attack, press the likes of Kessié and De Jong, and it worked brilliantly in that instant.
It was fascinating actually to see the level at which these two teams are competing at, bearing in mind Barcelona are dominating their league. Manchester United are competing very well with them. I think many people thought this was a foregone conclusion, but the level in La Liga is not as high as it is in the Premier League, and Manchester United are posing real problems for Barcelona. Free kick whipped in, down the side, on towards Rashford, right side, tries to square it, didn't catch it well enough, and it's scuppered behind and away by Gavi and out for a corner to Manchester United. That free kick, bit of invention there. Marcus Rashford didn't make the most of it.
Oh, I love that though. When it's a central free kick, so difficult to float that in and get a header on goal. Do something clever, come up with something. That was brilliant. Just stood there over the ball and then just flicked it over the top for Rashford, who in the end didn't strike it well but wins a corner.
Here is the corner on the far side. Manchester United on the attack with Shaw in towards the near post. A flicked header by Casemiro is over the top of the crossbar, and no danger for Ter Stegen once again. Still goalless, 32 gone on Talksport tonight. Straight after us, Korea Republic are visiting the Stadium MK as England's Lionesses get their Arnold Clark Cup underway. Easy for me to say. That's straight after we finish here. Hugh Whistlecroft is at Stadium MK tonight, and join him and the team, Joe Shannon and Leanne Sanderson behind the mic for commentary to come tomorrow night. More action for you from the Championship. Saturday game day returns. Sancho has gone diving down the left hand side, winning the ball up inside United in Barcelona half again United, but Sancho's pass down the left wasn't followed by Fred, and it goes all the way back to the goalkeeper. Promising signs though, D.
Definitely. Ten Hag will be pleased, but he'll at the same time he'll be frustrated. Already it looks like there's the opportunity there when they've won the ball to create chances, and they have.
And they've won the ball again with Rashford winning it for Sancho, and Rashford's burst into the box down the right side. Lovely save by Ter Stegen, who outstretches his right arm and stops Manchester United from going into the lead. Manchester United winning the ball high up inside Barca territory. Rashford to Sancho and back to Rashford again, and Ter Stegen comes to Barcelona's rescue.
Oh, this is the best save of the game. Better than one against Weghorst. Sancho looks to play that firm into Rashford. He takes a brilliant touch past Koundé, gets in and he looks for that far corner. He bends it, it's going right inside the post. Ter Stegen launching himself to his left with a brilliant save.
Manchester United have had the best chances of this encounter. Barcelona 0, Manchester United 0, but the two best chances, Wout Weghorst and Marcus Rashford, both been stopped by inform Andre Ter Stegen, with one very good save and one very commanding presence, which I think caused Wout Weghorst to be in two minds when he struck the ball. 0-0.
And that's the difference though with the two chances. Rashford can't do much more. He's put it right in the corner, and Ter Stegen has just made a great save. Weghorst just didn't actually catch his attempt very well and made it easy for Ter Stegen to stick the leg out.
That's a mistake by Rocco, and thrown on this near side. And Barcelona have just lost their way a little bit. They started to wobble, to give the ball to Manchester United cheaply, and United have taken command of the game again. There hasn't been too many signs of Pedri and Gavi and Lewandowski in the last few minutes as Wan-Bissaka floats the ball forward. Fernandes trying to stay onside, sets it back for Rashford. Rashford collides on the edge of the penalty area with the retreating De Jong, I think, on the edge of the box. No, so Rocco's coming from the far side, and he's gone down in a crumpled heap.
Yeah, he followed him all the way across. Really good run from Bruno Fernandes, just sitting deep and then diving in behind Alonso, cut the ball back for Rashford, and Araujo does brilliantly to cover, comes right across to cover Rashford's run, takes a whack for his troubles.
Cardiff against Reading in the Championship tomorrow night on Talksport 2. Aston Villa Arsenal in the Premier League kicks off game day on Saturday. 11 o'clock start for us. Millwall Sheffield United will be on 2 at the same time. Adrian is round the grounds from 2:30. Everton Leeds at 2. On 2 at 3 o'clock on Talksport 2. What a game that is. Everton against Leeds on Saturday.
just a bit. Shivers thinking about relegation battles.
Both those two teams are in one, and Michael Skubala's going to take charge for the foreseeable future of Leeds United, who didn't have a replacement in mind for Jesse Marsh, or certainly if they did, they hadn't tapped them up properly. Ball given away by Manchester United inside opposition territory, and then a foul on Malacia gives United the chance to build once again. Well, that's a terrible ball back by Malacia, who played it blind. Luke Shaw's under pressure as a result of that, and Casemiro has to elegantly flick the ball out to the far side, but Wan-Bissaka didn't see it, and a chance now for Alba to centre the ball into the near post. It's pushed behind, and was there a late challenge by Wan-Bissaka on Jordi Alba here that might yield a penalty? Well, certainly the Barcelona fans want one. Manchester United with a problem all of their own making. Casual playing out from the back, a quick free kick which they weren't set for, a ball across their own back four which Alba read but Wan-Bissaka didn't, and Alba's effort carried away by De Gea. And then was the follow-up a foul from Wan-Bissaka?
No, because he got a touch. He actually got a slight block on this, just took the sting out of it for De Gea to make the save. Ultimately he's then followed through and caught Alba, and it's going to be a painful one, but Wan-Bissaka can't do much more. He's diving in late there to try and block the ball. He gets a tiny touch on it.
Quick VAR check is over, and Manchester United get away with one. There may well be a discussion about that at half-time with Hughes and dropped at the Stadium MK. Jordi Alba is making his protest known to the Italian referee. The corner about to come in from De Jong there. Manchester United defending this, and heading it away is Marcus Rashford. Comes back out to Rafinha, swipes at it, didn't cleanly hit it. He's got it back from Araujo. He's moved down to the byline, played against Malacia. It's out for another corner to Barcelona with 7 minutes to go before the end of the first half.
Well, this is how bad that volley was from Rafinha. He's gone to strike the volley and it stayed where it was. He's just skimmed the underside of it. It's just spun back to him, and then he's gone and tried to take on Wan-Bissaka.
If you are tuning in for Andy and Darren Bent, and you're wondering where they are tonight, well, the Europa League is back, and Manchester United are in action against Barcelona. The boys will be back tomorrow from 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Talksport. Make sure you tune in. We've got live coverage later on of the Lionesses against the Korea Republic in the Arnold Clark Cup. Following us here as we bring you the action from the Camp Nou tonight. Barcelona 0, Manchester United 0. Manchester United had the best chances of this game. Two great chances, Valde Corse and Rashford, in this first half. And already it looks like Barcelona are thinking about making an alteration. Is that tactical, or has someone picked up an ailment?
Well, you just wonder whether Alba's injured himself in that challenge with Wan-Bissaka. We just look at the chances that have been created. They've come off the back of mistakes from both sides, trying to play out, which both sides want to do at times, especially Barcelona.
Bit of space for Gami in the midpoint of his own half, tucks it back into Kessier, who looks up, runs through the centre circle, takes Barcelona over halfway, sent wide to the right to Araujo, and then on to Rafinha, who's going to test Malacia here. He's looking to go out the other side, and then he has jumped all over Malacia, and the referee's given a free kick against him. And the Barcelona fan are, I think, a little bit frustrated with the amount of decisions that are going against them here. Xavi's certainly one. We think we found out the problem. Pedri seems to have pulled up, and he may well have to be replaced.
Yeah, it's not a good sign, is it? When any player starts to just massage their own muscle as if there's something just been tweaked in the thigh for Pedri.
Just let you know, if you're sitting at home or in the car, Dean Ashton is currently massaging his own thigh to sort of illustrate the issue.
Mine is a little bit tight, to be fair, actually, yeah. Yeah, I did have to run just for a tube earlier, and it's...
Not used to it since you retired, is it?
Exactly, yeah.
I think it's going to be Sergio Roberto who's going to come on in place of Pedri, and with all due respect to Sergio Roberto, that is a significant downgrade.
Well, you just wonder how that'll change things, whether Xavi will look to keep that same midfield shape. They could always go to a 4-3-3.
Well, it might be actually that he comes out towards this right-hand side where he can be effective. And Gavi goes into a more central position to play in a three with De Jong and Kessié. And Rafinha goes out the other side. He can definitely play as a winger.
Yeah. And actually, Rafinha's not got much change, is he, out of Shaw and Malacia on this right-hand side. They've been excellent against him. He's not got that electric pace, has he, Rafinha? He's got that trickery, but Malacia and Shaw are definitely quicker.
It looks like he's gone into a midfield position.
Just a like-for-like position, isn't it?
Well, Gavi's gone further out to the left, and Pedri's come closer towards this near side. So it looks as if you're right. So they're going to keep it the same for now. Anyway, let's see what happens. 42 minutes gone. Barcelona 0, Manchester United 0. Manchester United with two great chances in the game, but they haven't taken them. And it's been a really good first 45 minutes. It's always a really good 45 minutes when you haven't had to look down at your notepad very often.
No. I mean, there's been chances. Manchester United should be ahead, no doubt. But I think tactically it's been really interesting because Ten Hag has definitely tried something different.
Ball is sent down the touchline, looking for Mount Weghorst, who couldn't quite keep it in for Manchester United, and just having a look at Pedri sitting on the bench. He's got a glum face on. He'll be hoping to be back for the weekend fixture against Cadiz. They've actually got quite a light run either side of this with Cadiz and Almeria. A yellow card for Varane. He's gone wiring in the back of Gavi. Second yellow card of the game, one each for either side now.
That was glorious though, wasn't it, from 18-year-old Gavi? Just the awareness to know where the opposition player is. Varane's gone in thinking he can win it, and he's just let that run across his body, Gavi.
Free kick taken quickly and sent down the right, and scampering away to an advanced position is Sergi Roberto, the substitute. A low ball to the edge of the area, it's just behind Gavi. Be picked up by Manchester United, and they will be able to clear. And now in transition they look to move through the gears very quickly, and Rashford is on his bike running into the left channel. He's got Sancho waiting in the centre. He takes on Jules Koundé. He's down the left side of the Barcelona penalty area, cuts back, gives it to Fred. They come centrally into midfield. Casemiro pops it back off to his compatriot, and then it's swung out to the far side towards Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka, again, use of the ball has been poor so far in the game. He's given it away twice in that move, and it's picked up by Kessié and then cleared by Barcelona. Still 0-0. What a tackle that is from Casemiro. On to Rashford. Diving in, Casemiro's got it back again. He's got space out left for Tyrell Malacia. And Casemiro didn't realise that Bruno Fernandes was trying to pop the ball out that far. And now there's a foot race on the halfway line between Varane and Lewandowski. One that Varane just about wins.
I thought he gave a good effort, Lewandowski, because Varane is rapido.
Lewandowski is about 105. Here is Gavi, far side, the left for Barcelona, opening up again as we reach the final minute of the first half. A first half which has been brilliant to watch between two teams that probably should be playing Champions League football. They will be in the future, both of them. Manchester United will qualify for the Champions League this season. Next season they'll be back on the top stage, and Barcelona are likely to win La Liga, so they'll be there too. You never know, we might be seeing it as early as maybe August or September. Here on the left, the ball's flown in towards Lewandowski, who tried to get away from Shaw, but Shaw's done a very good job there, getting very tight to him to make sure that Lewandowski can bring that down and turn, and it goes behind and away for a goal kick to Manchester United. 0-0.
Yeah, it meant that his touch had to be absolutely perfect, and when it was fizzed in, bouncing in front of you, very difficult for even the best of players. But Manchester United have looked dangerous on the break. I mean, Barcelona's pitch always looks so huge, and just the contrasting kicks with that bright white of Manchester United, Sancho and Rashford, when they broke in that last counter-attack, they just seemed like there was so much space for them to run into.
Well, we've got 2 minutes of added time at the end of the first 45. Manchester United always seem to score. They have done in each of their last 23 matches. It's not very often that someone will prevent them from doing so, but the defence is almost impenetrable here for Barcelona. In La Liga, anyway, they conceded 12 goals in their matches in the Champions League group stages, or almost 2 a game. but their La Liga form has been particularly impressive in six goals conceded in 13 home games this campaign. Here is Araujo trying to squeeze the ball towards the far post, and Lewandowski. Wan-Bissaka again with a ball forward, which luckily falls through to Rashford. He's being hounded by Koundé. That's going to be a free kick just short of the halfway line for Manchester United.
And rightly so, Fred's trying to say to the referee, how is that not a yellow card? Koundé knows what he's doing, holds up Rashford, stops that counter-attack. If you're going to make the foul as a defender, tight up against the centre-forward, you do that when he's back in his own half on the halfway line.
Erik ten Hag was protesting as well. He's standing in a black Mac, zipped right up to the top. You can just see one of his zip-up roll necks underneath it. He was chewing gum. He took a piece out, threw it to the floor in frustration as he protested that Manchester United should have not only had a free kick, but there should have been a yellow card awarded against Jules Koundé. 58% of the ball Barcelona have had in the game so far, but the best chances have fallen to Manchester United so far. Ball whipped out towards the far side. Alba intervenes before Sancho could reach it in the right wing position. It goes out of play, and that should be the last action of what has been an intoxicating first 45 minutes. It's not cautious, it's not cagey in the Catalan capital. It's all action, and Manchester United have certainly had the best chances. Weghorst should have scored. Marcus Rashford nearly did, but at half-time there's still very much all to play for. It's Barcelona 0, Manchester United 0.
Well, Manchester United have never beaten Barcelona in the Camp Nou. And as the two teams emerge from the tunnel at the start of the second half, they might be thinking that they probably had never had a better chance. They had the two best chances in that first 45 minutes, and in not taking them, Dean Ashton, they might believe that an opportunity has been missed.
Possibly, but at the same time they maybe feel like they can still create chances, and I actually thought there was other good moments where they picked the wrong option or the quality wasn't quite right, where they could have created more chances. I just think as well, I said to you at half-time, actually physically looking at the players, Manchester United just look physically more, stronger, physically more athletic. I think that is making a difference against this Barcelona midfield especially.
Yeah, I think having watched quite a lot of La Liga football this season, having commentated on quite a few matches already this campaign, I always felt that there was an opportunity for Manchester United here. It wasn't as much of a foregone conclusion as I think when the draw was made many people felt. Yes, they're leading the way in La Liga, but I think these two teams have been well matched tonight so far.
They have, yeah. Like I said, I think that physicality that Manchester United have has just edged it in that first half.
Jules Koundé brings the ball out of the Barcelona defence. I'll go through the 2-11s for you in just a second, but Rafinha is looking to escape down the right side. Across comes Shaw, and it's cleared away by the left centre half for Manchester United. It wasn't dealt with well by Fred. It comes back to Sergi Roberto, who's a first half substitute, and goes out to Rafinha once again. He tickles down the touchline before cutting in left-footed, swinging across towards the far post looking for Lewandowski, who charged into the back of Wan-Bissaka. Free kick given, so it's Marc-Andre ter Stegen who's made a very good save in that first half from Marcus Rashford, who is the Barcelona goalkeeper. Ronald Araujo at right back, Koundé, Alonso and Jordi Alba who's been booked, and then in midfield it's De Jong and Kessie anchoring that, with Sergi Roberto playing on the right hand side, Gavi just in off the left, and Rafinha and Lewandowski as the two strikers. For Manchester United, it's David De Gea in goal. It's Wan-Bissaka at right back, who had a tricky first 45 minutes. Varane, who's been yellow carded, Shaw and Malacia making up the four. And then it's Fred and Casemiro back in the team after suspension, with Bruno Fernandes in the 10 and Sancho and Rashford behind Weghorst in attack. Also, that's what we thought, but actually Rashford's playing further forward and Weghorst is playing just a little bit deeper tonight. Here is Sergi Roberto out to the right side. Araujo with a low ball into the near post, cleared away by Shaw. Back in it comes to the edge of the area. Great turn and shot by Rafinha, which is narrowly wide of the right hand upright. From the edge of the box, it came snapping into his feet, and he pirouetted like a ballet dancer before smashing the ball to the far corner, and it wasn't far away.
No, and a goalkeeper will always give away how close it is. And De Gea was stretching frantically, clawing at it, couldn't quite get it. It is centimetres away. You can see the shadow on the post as the ball flew past it. It was a brilliant strike from Rafinha.
Well, that was probably one of their better chances. Barcelona 0, Manchester United 0 on Talksport, and Rafinha with a really good swivel and hit from the edge of the box, which caused David De Gea to scramble across to his right-hand side. Barcelona have got it again on the halfway line, coming forward down the right side. Araujo's given the ball away cheaply. Malacia's kept hold of it. There was a foul by Araujo, but Jadon Sancho has managed to escape to the halfway line. Fernandes playing on the right, Sanchez playing on the left, and Weghorst and Rashford almost as a two. Rashford telling Wan-Bissaka to continue to travel forward with the ball and drag United up the pitch. He does that, gets an exchange with Fernandes, goes down the right, low cross in towards Weghorst, goes back to Sancho, and he steered it wide. What a chance for Manchester United. Brilliant run by Wan-Bissaka, who seemed to run into open space inside the Barcelona half. He then went down the right side after exchanging the pass with Bruno Fernandes, whipped across in towards the edge of the box. It went through the legs of Weghorst and scooted through to Jadon Sancho, who from the left edge of the 6-yard box really should have tested the goalkeeper.
Well, you think with the talent on show, we should be seeing better when it comes to finishing, as Rafinha looks to front on Malacia.
And he does, goes up the outside, plays it against Casemiro, gets it back again and goes down the byline, and then it goes out for a corner kick before he can centre it again, and it's out for a Barcelona corner at the other end to end again at the start of the second half. If you're tuning in for drive time, well, I'm afraid we took over at 5:30 today because there's live football. Barcelona 0, Manchester United 0 is the scoreline on Talksport, with the Arnold Clark Cup to come, with the England Lionesses taking on South Korea at around about 7:45 tonight. Dean Ashton is alongside me, Sam Motorface, watching the game from the Camp Nou tonight, where it's still goalless between these two giants of European football. Corner taken by Rafinha, in towards the far post, headed down and into the net brilliantly by Marcos Alonso, and Barcelona still the lead. Manchester United exposed from a set piece. Alonso sneaking in at the back post. The delivery was pinpoint from Rafinha, and Alonso got up highest and snuck the ball in past De Gea, and Barcelona take charge, 1-0.
Well, my initial thought is, where's David De Gea? Because this takes an age to come down. He really does float this towards the back post, and he heads it in pretty close to the 6-yard line, Marcos Alonso. He just peels off the back of the Manchester United defence as Rafinha sticks that into the sky. It comes up. De Gea just doesn't even choose to come for it. He doesn't want anything to do with it. And it's Fred who's picking up Marcos Alonso, who ends up getting a free header within the 6-yard box at that back post. He heads it down and past David De Gea at his near post. It's a really poor goal for Manchester United to concede.
David De Gea was rooted to his line. Manchester United could not keep it out. Fred allowed Alonso to travel quite a long way to arrive on the edge of the 6-yard box and nod that home to make it Manchester United 0, Barcelona 1 in the Camp Nou. It's a big goal at a big time.
I mean, De Gea can be forgiven if that ball is really whipped in with pace in towards your 6-yard box, but I'm sorry, with the way that was floated in by Rafinha, anything inside your 6-yard box as a goalkeeper, if you can't come for those that are floated, you've got to be disappointed.
Manchester United now, having had some good opportunities, now need to make sure they try to convert one between now and the end of this first leg. Otherwise it's a slender advantage at present that Barcelona are taking to Old Trafford in a week's time. 51 goal Barcelona lead by a goal to 0. Jadon Sancho's had one of those big opportunities, travels down the left, plays it infield on the edge of the 18-yard box to Fred, and then back to Sancho, to Casemiro, and Manchester United trying to pick their way through now. A defence that is tightly gripped, and then Casemiro launches one from distance, which is well over the top of the crossbar.
Yeah, the former Real Madrid player Casemiro would have loved that. Stuck that in the top corner from fully 30 yards. But just so disappointing from a Manchester United point of view. And again, I think if there was lots of players and bodies in front of De Gea, again, I would have said maybe you can see why he then would have retreated to his line. He didn't. There was no one in front of him. He could have come for that.
Rashford played in by Fred into the penalty area. Right-footed, shoots low towards the goalkeeper's near post and scores again. What a lightning-quick goal. What a response from Manchester United. Marcus Rashford celebrates. And if David De Gea was at fault for the goal that Manchester United conceded,
all eyes will turn to Marc-Andre ter Stegen, who's been beaten at an acute angle by the non-stop goal scorer Marcus Rashford. Played him down the right hand side by Fred. He charged into the box. The angle looked too tight, but nothing appears to be too tight for him. It's another goal, his 14th in 17 games, and it's Manchester United who are back in it. Barcelona 1, Manchester United 1.
And it's a clever pass from Casemiro, and then an even better pass from Fred into the path of Marcus Rashford. And when you've got confidence oozing out of every pore of your body, then you're going to take this chance. He's very, very tight. The angle's extremely tight for ter Stegen. But I'm sorry, I've been in those situations. If you hit it hard enough from 4 yards away from a goalkeeper, he can't move his legs quick enough. It doesn't matter whether it's near post, far post. Rashford just absolutely lashes this really low past ter Stegen's left leg, and it's past him in a flash. It's a brilliant finish from Marcus Rashford.
It's a great finish, but do you think that Marc-Andre ter Stegen will be disappointed?
He'd be disappointed with any goal that he concedes, but I'm sorry, when you're that close to a goalkeeper and you hit it hard enough, they physically cannot react in time. And that was just the case. By the time he's computed that in his brain and tried to move his left leg, it's gone past him.
Well, Manchester United have responded. I did say to you earlier on, they always score. That's the 24th game in a row that they have now scored in. They've won the ball back in midfield with Varane, and it's out to the left, and it's Fernandes into the box, and it's on towards Rashford again. He's having his blocked by Marcos Alonso, just stepped across him, and out comes ter Stegen to pick up the pieces and distribute away again. What a run Marcus Rashford is on. What a run Manchester United are on. Here's Rafinha from distance, shooting towards the far corner, and leaping up to his right to catch the ball was David De Gea. This is a brilliant game, this. Absolutely terrific.
Oh, it really is.
I don't care if it's in the Europa League or not, this is blinding.
Lewandowski does brilliantly brave with the flick on towards Rafinha. Onto that left foot of his, 25 yards out. Just whips it to that far post. And doesn't it look beautiful when a goalkeeper springs and keeps hold of it?
That was the definition of cat, wasn't it? Brilliant. 55 on the clock, live on Talksport tonight. Here is Wan-Bissaka at the other end, chipping a ball into the Barcelona box. Mike will drop here for Sancho, strikes it, takes a deflection, bobbles into the air, and out comes ter Stegen again. Doesn't look particularly confident, Jadon Sancho, does he, after his long period out with mental and physical issues? He went off to the Netherlands to do some one-on-one training. He's been working on himself. Manchester United did get the benefit of that when he came onto the pitch the other night and scored against Leeds United. It still doesn't look in perfect shape. They're obviously missing key players this evening. Eriksen is one of those who's been out for a while. They've still got big injuries to Van de Beek and to Christian Eriksen, who's a massive miss for them.
Yeah, and I think he's probably been put into the starting 11 a bit more than maybe Ten Hag would have wanted when he's brought him back in. He just looks a little bit off, like he hasn't played that much football. The 3 opportunities he's had, he hasn't struck one of them cleanly. Every single one has just been slightly off and bobbled slightly.
Well, Preda's just wired into a tackle, which has generated a free kick about 10 yards back from the edge of the area. There's still a little bit of concern about Robert Lewandowski, who got clattered on the edge of the box and has gone down with a back injury. He's back and moving again. And Barcelona prepared to take this free kick within striking range, about 25 yards from goal on the left-hand side, and De Gea is going to have to be alert again. No doubt that Xavi wants to win this competition for all the good work in tough circumstances that he's done. The job comes with loads of scrutiny, and winning is all that matters here. They do have an 8-point lead over Real Madrid in the La Liga table, and they've done that with a consistency of performance which has been absent for the current champions. Here's Rafinha's delivery, delivered towards the far post. Weghorst is back there helping out. He flicks it behind and away for another corner kick to Barcelona. 1-1 the score.
Yeah, again, good defending from Weghorst, getting himself back. Used that height of his to good use in a defensive situation.
Marcos Alonso scored from the last Barcelona corner. I think he'll be watched a little bit more closely this time around. It's going to be Tyrell Malacia who is doing a marking job on him this time around. Here is Frankie de Jong on the short corner. Rafinha will deliver it left-footed low. It's cleared away by Casemiro and then sent out towards the left by Rafinha to Jordi Alba, who just rather helpfully lifts the ball into the box. Casemiro showing a presence of mind to allow that to travel behind him and go out for a goal kick away to our left-hand side.
And I don't think Manchester United mind it being a bit chaotic, the game. I think for Barcelona there should be more control in possession and the build-up. And as chaotic as it has been, I think Manchester United would get the upper hand because of that pace they have on
One
the break.
back by Fred from Frankie de Jong, given towards Sancho, out wide to Rashford, right edge of the penalty area, trying to flip it into the box, and Kessié deflected it behind and away for a corner to Manchester United.
Now he's becoming more influential, isn't he, Marcus Rashford? That's, I guess, the benefit of playing him through the middle is that when he's played through, he's in on goal. He hasn't got to beat anybody.
Fred doing a good job winning the ball back off Frankie de Jong. He's always better in these big games, I feel, Fred, than he is sometimes against what you would deem lesser opposition. He was terrific in the Manchester derby a couple of weeks ago, and dovetailing with Casemiro. Lovely little body swerve from Rashford's short corner in towards the near post, takes a deflection and it pops in, and Manchester United celebrate once again. They're in front in the Camp Nou. Marcus Rashford had a massive hand in it. Fernandes and Casemiro are celebrating. I think he took a deflection off a Barcelona player last, but either way, Manchester United are in front. 8 minutes ago they were behind. Now 4,000 Manchester United fans are in raptures, and they are taking another giant step in the right direction. Barcelona 1, Manchester United 2.
Nice, that man, Marcus Rashford again. He fakes with the short corner to go back to Shaw, and then he jinks inside Rafinha. It's brilliant from Marcus Rashford, and then he flashes it across. Bruno Fernandes, I think, gets a touch, and eventually ricochets off Jules Koundé and into the back of the net. I think Manchester United weren't sure whether players were offside or who it came off last. Jules Koundé it was.
Well, I think Casemiro is offside, but I think Koundé gets the ball and is unimpaired by Casemiro. As a result of that, I think the goal should stand.
It's just whether Wan-Bissaka is offside, who's in front of Jules Koundé.
Goal. Manchester United will not be denied. The referee points to the centre spot. Manchester United lead in Barcelona by 2 goals to 1. I know you've heard that before, and this game's certainly not as significant as the last time that scoreline was read out, but they've never beaten Barcelona in the Camp Nou. They might just be about to.
Well, it's been a fantastic turnaround, hasn't it, since the goal for Barcelona. And they do just look so... And Marcus Rashford is just... he is pretty unplayable at the moment, the form that he's in. Again, just brilliant. That short corner, just breezed past Rafinha into the penalty area and put a dangerous ball across that Barcelona couldn't cope with.
What a performance, what a smashing grand wave this will be, although that's probably an unfair description of how it's been, even though Barcelona have dominated possession. Manchester United deserved their lead, they've had the better chances, they're coming forward again now. Weghorst out to the left, Rashford picking it up, running to the edge of the area, getting it onto his right foot, setting up for Wan-Bissaka. He strikes, right-footed, takes a deflection, goes behind and away for a corner.
No, we never thought he was going to score, did we? No. When he took that out of his feet, Wan-Bissaka, he took so long to line it up, but it was always going to be blocked by Jordi Alba, who scampered out, blocked it behind. But again, brilliant move from Manchester United, all the way through midfield, 1 and 2 touch.
Manchester United in front by 2 goals to 1. They have another corner, they've just scored from one, and there's half an hour to go in the game. Luke Shaw to take it, left-footed, he'll bend this one into the box. It's aimed towards the 6-yard box and headed away by Lewandowski. I think this just shows the frailties, though, of Barcelona against top-level opposition. I mentioned earlier they've only conceded 6 goals at home in La Liga all season, but in the Champions League they were averaging 2 goals a game that they were conceding, and they've conceded 2 goals again tonight.
Yeah, and they've also given up the chances, haven't they? It's not as if, you know, Manchester United have been really clinical with just 2 opportunities. They've carved out more than that.
Casemiro trying to conspire to give Barcelona another chance, and almost did. Varane steps in and Casemiro will be able to clear here. Rashford didn't get hold of it, but he might get it a second time, and then almost his feet were working faster, his brain was working faster than his feet, and he couldn't get it quite under his command as he tried to take on Marcos Alonso, and Barcelona have it back again. A fascinating final 28 minutes to come here on Talksport, where it's Manchester United who are in front, Barcelona 1, United 2, on Talksport with Till, by NatWest, the card payment partner that works hard for your business.
And you can just see that confidence has grown for Manchester United. Every time they win the ball back now, they really feel like they can just get straight at the Barcelona backline. Let's be honest, Marcos Alonso isn't going to be able to cope 1v1 with Marcus Rashford once he's in full flow.
You can see the panic on his face as that ball came back to Marcus Rashford. If he had sorted his feet out, there would have been real problems. Rafinha gets past Malacia and into the Manchester United penalty area. Gets to the byline, stops it, plays it against Malacia. He just thrashed it out. There was no chance of a handball decision there. Fred then plays it through the legs of Jordi Alba, and it's swept forward at rapid pace, and Rashford is on the run again. He's being tracked by Jules Koundé. Gets into the penalty area, goes down right on the edge of the box, looks at the linesman, looks at the referee. No penalty given.
Oh, that's it. For me, this is just an obvious foul by Jules Koundé. It's brilliant for Marcus Rashford. All that green grass to run into, and he just does a lovely little step over for me and takes it away from Koundé, who takes him out.
Well, we'd like to see that again. The referee hasn't stopped the game. Massimiliano Irati is the VAR. I'm sure he will at least be looking at this to make sure that there is no clear and obvious error from the referee. We haven't seen a replay of it, and the ball goes out towards the far side. Orozco has it. A couple of steps in from the right touchline. Manchester United hoping that when the game stops there will be a more significant review, but it doesn't look like that, because Gavi is speeding through the centre, taken down by Fred. That's going to be a free kick. How is that a free kick and not at the other end?
Oh, it's very similar, isn't it? It's just that coming across and then bodies colliding. But I think Marcus Rashford is too clever for Jules Koundé. It's such simple football from Manchester United. The ball into Fernandes, he just turns, swivels and hits it in behind. And Marcus Rashford was away.
Well, I don't think the Fred one was even a foul on Gavi. But I do think that's a foul from Jules Koundé on Rashford. He just jumps up and skips his legs between themselves.
Oh, it's blatant for me. It's just really clever from Marcus Rashford.
From Koundé. And Eric Ten Hag is absolutely furious. He's bellowing at one of the Italian assistants on this near side. He can't quite believe that VAR hasn't looked at that.
I mean, it's just, why would Marcus Rashford go down in that situation when he's then about to have a strike on goal? I thought it was brilliant for Marcus Rashford. He feinted as if he was going to shoot, did a step over, and as that left leg went across, Jules Koundé just clattered into him.
There's a yellow card come out for Eric Ten Hag, who is still complaining and asking the question as to why there was no penalty given. And now he's pointing out to the referee there's two challenges that are exactly the same. If that's a free kick at one end, how is it not a penalty at the other end? He's then said okay and walked away because he knows he's talking himself into getting sent off. But he's quite right to protest that.
No, I mean, they're very lucky. Jules Koundé is extremely lucky to get away with the challenge on Marcus Rashford, who's such a threat in behind.
In all of that, Casemiro has now picked up a yellow card for arguing with the referee. Varane's like, what? Why have you booked him? And there's no real explanation as to why. But Andreas Christensen is on, and Marcos Alonso is off, and Kessié is off, and I think did I see who else did I see there? It was Balde who was coming on, and Ansu Fati as well. So it's that triple change for Barcelona.
I wasn't sure on Kessié, but he's definitely gone off as well.
Yeah. I think I saw Balde and Ansu Fati, which means a bit of a shift around. I'll try and find out who else went off. Jordi Alba went off, so that's a like-for-like change with Balde going over to the far side, which makes sense. And Xavi is just trying to explain what he wants from his charges. Free kick about to be taken. by Robert Lewandowski over on the far side. He is about 25 yards from goal, and he strikes it right-footed towards the near post, and it's narrowly over the top of David De Gea's goal. It was a fizzing effort from the Polish striker, which went about a yard over the top of the crossbar. 68 gone, 2-1 to Manchester United.
Yeah, well, he finally got his opportunity, having watched Marcos Alonso have his in the first half, and his attempt was better, yet still just a yard over the top. That would have just been typical, wouldn't it, if Lewandowski would have put that away after the controversy of the Marcus Rashford challenge.
Well, it will be talked about straight afterwards, and remember the sports bar's open for business from 10 o'clock tonight, and I know we're a little bit earlier than usual, but you can always get your calls in to them. 03717223344 as soon as the line's open at 10 o'clock tonight. We've got the Arnold Clark Cup, the Lionesses against the Korea Republic national team coming up here on Talksport in just a few moments after they'll be finished here in the camp now. And tomorrow morning on breakfast we'll be reviewing all of the action from tonight's football. Danny Mills, Paul Whitehouse, Neil Custis, Alex Crook, I'll be on there as well, and Mickey Gray too. Here is Fred moving towards the edge of the area, left-footed drive, it's narrowly wide of the left-hand upright from the Brazilian. Picked that up on the right side from a throw-in. He ran galloping in towards the near post. It was a Barcelona throw-in. He nabbed the ball, he ran to the edge of the box, right-footed, he wasn't too far away.
No, but he's starting to dominate physically against Frenkie de Jong, who in the end he just Fred gives a free kick away against de Jong, but he had options. Fred, left and right, did open up for that left-footed strike, just curled it wide.
Ball is out over on the far side with Rafinha. He's a couple of yards in from the touchline, just nudges the ball into Ansu Fati, the youngster who's inherited the jersey vacated by Lionel Messi. Played into Rafinha once again. He might just go a little bit more central now as he goes up to Gavi, who tries to turn it around the corner. Malacia was close to him. Koundé trying to join. The ball's taken out on the far side, played out by Casemiro against the legs of Koundé, and it's out for a throw over on the far side. Sergio Roberto is now the captain, and he's gone down the pressure in the middle of the park from Wout Weghorst. It wasn't a very nice challenge from Wout Weghorst. That's a stinger.
Yeah, absolutely. Studs right down the front of his foot. See why he's disappointed it wasn't a free kick to Barcelona. Well, that's where they are dangerous, when they get in and around your area. The little flicks around the corner, the movement, so clever.
Well, the football doesn't stop on Talksport. The Lioness is up next tomorrow night on Talksport 2, Cardiff against Reading in the Championship. Saturday's game day, 2 games at 12:30. Aston Villa Arsenal on Talksport. Talksport 2 has Millwall versus Sheffield United. Adrian round the grounds from 2:30. Everton Leeds on Talksport 2 at 3 o'clock. A massive, massive game, a 6-pointer. Michael Scamala in charge of Leeds United. Sean Dyche trying to get Everton up to speed. They were well beaten, I thought, on Monday night when we were live at the Merseyside derby. And that game available for you on Talksport 2, which you can get via our app, as you can flick between the two stations. But you can also go back and listen to some great programmes, including White and Jordan, that were very much on fire this morning, reacting to the game between Manchester City and Arsenal, but also looking back at Chelsea's performance in the Champions League and the charges laid at Barcelona's door. Jules Koundé picking the ball up and striding forward. They trail by 2-1 to Manchester United. Down the right it goes to Rafinha. Barcelona trying to get back into this game. Malacia does brilliantly. The ball cleared on the far side by Casemiro. Picked up by Sancho and sent centrally to Fred. Fred uses the ball really well and finds Fernandes, who's got a lot of space on this near side. Wan-Bissaka is with him, but he chooses Rashford, who's on the edge of the box, turns elegantly, plays it back out wide towards Wan-Bissaka once again. A first-time cross is deep, but Ter Stegen will come and collect that. And it's cleared out towards this near side, but they're a threat, Manchester United, whenever they break on Barcelona. And now Barcelona are desperate to try and get a goal back. They are more vulnerable to those counter-attacks. Malacia has picked up a yellow card for holding back Sergio Roberto on the Rafinha on the far side. But Manchester United really are piling the pressure on the team leading La Liga in Spain.
Yeah, I mean, again, it was Marcus Rashford's run He made the run right from that left-hand side, arced his run in, brilliant from Fernandes. He just picked the wrong option, Marcus Rashford. Needs to play that quicker.
Balde, who's a real dynamic player down the left-hand side, sends it centrally and it's stopped by Casemiro, won by Fernandes. Fred is leading the charge again and Gavi's pulling him back. Gavi's dragged him to the floor and Gavi's going to be the latest to go in the referee's notebook. That's, I think, now 5 plus Eric Ten Hag who have been booked in this game.
And I think, again, that's just another example. Physically, Manchester United have been quicker, stronger. Fred just pulls away from Gavi, who in the end has to drag him back. They've just not been able to cope.
It's a bit of a walking yellow card, is Gavi. He doesn't mind. I love the fact that he screams as if to say, what have I done? But he grabbed hold of his shirt, and as a result of that, you're going to miss the next match. So he won't be able to play in the game at Old Trafford, which is significant, I think, because he is a major part of this Barcelona team.
Well, especially if Pedri has got an issue that keeps him out.
Not that Barcelona are usually down to, or ever can be described as being down to the bare bones, but they have got significant absentees, that's for sure. Ball out of play over on the far side. With 16 minutes to go, live on Talksport, Sam Matterface and Dean Ashton bringing you action from the Camp Nou tonight, where Barcelona took the lead but have been pegged back by Manchester United, and that's significant as well, isn't it? The fact that Manchester United, who have got this way now of showing such resilience and character and heart and desire, something that at the back end of last season was absent, something that even at the beginning of this campaign was they were still grappling for. They've got that now, haven't they?
Well, I think it's that calmness in the belief that you can get back into games and you have the quality to do so.
Gavi trying to escape down the left-hand side. Again, Casemiro is stationed perfectly. What a big miss he's been in the Premier League since picking up that silly red card. And he's tidied up for Manchester United once more. He's giving him a little bit. Casemiro saying nothing about it. A high or a low 5 with Rafael Varane, a chest bump, and then they know that they're doing the right things, Manchester United, to get away from the Camp Nou with something special, a special result in the offing.
I think you've got to congratulate Manchester United so far and Ten Hag on the way they've played, because, you know, looking towards this match, I thought Barcelona would have so much of the possession, and they've just not been allowed to. They've just disrupted Barcelona's flow, Manchester United.
How much credit do you give Ten Hag for his tactical tweaks that he's played tonight and how they influenced the game?
Well, I mean, that was a surprise when Fred was so high up and it looked like a front 5, and they've actually gone and pressed Barcelona higher than I thought they would. I thought they would sit a bit deeper and look to really counter-attack from deep. They haven't. They've won the ball higher up. They've stopped Barcelona at source. They haven't allowed De Jong and Kessié when he was on just to get that easily. I think that's credit to Ten Hag, because that's where he's seen that lack of pace for Barcelona at the top end of the pitch meant they can press a bit higher.
And they lead by 2-1, Manchester United, in the Camp Nou. They've had a really good record in Spain recently. They have, up until now, been unbeaten in the last 6 trips to Spain. Their last defeat was against Sevilla in 2020. That was at a neutral venue, actually, now I think about it, because I was at that game. It was in Cologne. Ball whipped in towards the near post. Lewandowski's getting across his marker, and he gets the faintest of touches to level the scoring. Rafinha's delivery, Lewandowski running across the back of the defence, and he allowed it just to cushion it off his foot. Rafinha might claim that as his own, because it was only the merest of touches if Lewandowski got anything on it. But in the blink of an eye, Manchester United have been undone.
And it's another mistake. It's Casemiro this time just playing it blind into midfield. Koundé then playing out to Rafinha, who whips a great ball in. And you then blink. Brilliant run from Lewandowski. I'm still not sure if he's got a touch on this, but he just drifts in.
Well, I don't think he has. I think it goes all the way through.
Exactly, in front of Varane, though. It's the run that makes it. I mean, the ball's brilliant from Rafinha, but Lewandowski's move in front of Varane just means it goes through Varane's leg and past David De Gea in a flash.
What a mistake by Casemiro to give that ball away after doing such a good job anchoring that midfield. Push it into the path of Jules Koundé. Rafinha's delivery was special, incisive, and he has his 7th goal of the season. It's his 3rd goal in 4 games for the ex-Leeds winger. Manchester United coming forward again. Malacia into the penalty area. Oh, he's nudged it back to the edge of the box when he could have brought it down inside the 18-yard box, and he was free on goal.
Oh, well, a forward player does. The forward player just chests that in front of them, takes a strike on. Instead, he's already looking before the ball's even got to him where he can lay that off, possibly to Weghorst. It was a great ball from Varane and a really clever run from Malacia from left back right down the middle of the pitch.
Well, Manchester United do not want to give up this position of superiority. A 2-2 draw is a terrific result for them in the camp now if they can keep hold of it. Christensen is dallying with it inside the 18-yard box. He's giving it back to Ter Stegen, who's giving it to Jules Koundé, who's got outboxed by his own feet. Sancho's robbed him into the edge of the box. Weghorst now inside the area, back out to Sancho, chip to the far post. It's over the head of Rashford, who's in perfect space inside the box. He wasn't spotted, or Sancho couldn't find him, and it floats behind and away for a goal kick.
Yeah, he's just that 10% off, isn't he, Jadon Sancho? Does well to chase down Koundé and force a mistake, but then that ball wasn't difficult to Marcus Rashford at the back post, and he just overhit it. He's just slightly off.
Does it show, because of the number of mistakes that have led to chances in this game, just why these two aren't at the top table?
Just a bit, yeah.
Here is Sancho releasing Rashford. He's into the area again. He strikes it right-footed but blasts it wide. Got it all wrong. Well, it came across his body, and usually that would be heading to the top right-hand corner as the goalkeeper looks at it. But he fired it well beyond the near post. He sliced that ball as he made contact, and it was a massive opportunity. Another one that's gone a-begging.
Oh, it's an easier chance than his goal. It's a much better angle. He's much closer towards the penalty spot. But again, it was a mistake.
Another mistake, and it's allowed them to come forward, Barcelona. Shaw heads it into the air, Rafinha heads it forward, De Gea pats it wide, and it goes out for a corner. It's end-to-end stuff. You can't take your eyes off it for a second. 80 minutes on the clock. Barcelona 2, Manchester United 2, and that one coming, Dean, from a kick from the edge of the area by Ter Stegen, the goalkeeper, right through the middle of the pitch.
Again, and just Luke Shaw misread the flight. Just got a slight flick on it into the path of Rafinha, then tried to head it over the top of De Gea. Didn't get enough on it, and De Gea clawed it away. But just a catalogue of mistakes in this game from such quality players.
Frankie de Jong to take the corner from the near side. 10 minutes to go on Talksport 2-2. Deep ball towards the far post, punched away by De Gea, who comes and clears it with a big fist out to the far side. Fred tries to keep it in on the touchline, plays it through the legs of Sergi Roberto. He's dragged to the floor. The referee says play on. God knows how, but he has. And then it's given away in midfield by Barcelona, then given back by Fernandes. Ansu Fati tries to curl one towards the far post, and it goes wide of the left-hand upright and out for a goal kick.
Honestly, it's ridiculous how many mistakes there've been. Just giving away possession under not the greatest of pressure either. Marcus Rashford has to do better with his opportunity, though. You know, it was a brilliant ball from Sancho after another mistake from Barcelona. Takes that onto his right foot. He took a while to set himself up, and then instead of caressing that in, he's really tried to power it in. Got it wrong.
Alejandro Garnacho, who has featured in each of the last 19 games for Manchester United, is about to come on. He's going to replace Jadon Sancho, and I'm not too surprised by that. Sancho's had an effective evening, but it hasn't been at his very, very best. Replaced by a player who really can cause problems for opposition. And I tell you what, if he's coming in from that left-hand side now, then Ronald Araujo and Jules Koundé are going to have a real challenge. Araujo's actually got more centrally in this second half, and Koundé's gone out that right full-back position, but they've got their hands full with Garnacho, because on his day he can dazzle anyone.
Oh, he can. I think he's been a bit unfortunate not to maybe get a few more minutes than he has. Garnacho, I've been impressed with so many of his performances. And you're right, I wouldn't be surprised if he started to dazzle on that left-hand side.
Barcelona just tried to send the ball out towards this wide left position. It's too heavy, and their final substitution is about to take place now. They've given the ball back to Manchester United, and it's going to be Ferran Torres who comes on, and Rafinha who comes off. He's shaking his head, Rafinha, because he believes he should be given the opportunity to continue what he's been doing over the last few minutes. He's terrorising Manchester United's backline. I think they'll be delighted to see him lead the field of play.
Yeah, he's been much better in this second half, Rafinha. And I certainly don't speak Brazilian, but I don't need him to know he's absolutely fuming.
Barcelona 2, Manchester United 2. A thrilling, wonderful encounter between two teams not quite at their toppest of qualities. They've fallen down the pecking order in European superpowers over the course of the last few years, but they are still a massive draw for everybody. Garnacho chasing a loose ball, which Jordan is just about going to get, and then Ter Stegen with poor control almost gave it back to Manchester United, who are pressing really well high from the front again, and they've won the ball back on halfway. Fred can't control it, thought he was fouled, the referee said no. They may have slipped down the rankings in terms of European quality, but they are still very watchable teams, Barcelona and Manchester United. Fouled by Casemiro on Gavi. Casemiro has already been booked, and he can't quite believe the foul's gone against him. He's getting a warning from the Italian referee. It's going to be a free kick in a dangerous area though, D.
It is. I just thought it was clever footwork from Gavi. I just thought as that came in, he just saw that Casemiro was looking to stab the ball away. Clever bit of skill, just Cruyff turning away.
You mentioned Cruyff, he's been a big influence on Barcelona. Obviously, Eric Ten Hag, maybe less obviously, but there was a clip doing the rounds last week or so of a young, geeky Eric Ten Hag quizzing Johan Cruyff on a Dutch television programme about tactics. He is a disciple. It's Barcelona who have a free kick here with a chance to try and create yet another chance. 5 minutes to go before the end of the game. Ansu Fati standing over this free kick from 30 yards out, just a shade left of centre. Right-footed, chips it towards the far post. It's headed away by Varane. Back in again it goes from Gavi onto Rocco, who volleys the ball back into the area. Headed down by Sergio Roberto. Change of handball against Fred, whose arm was out just slightly, and then eventually Manchester United clear. Referee said nothing doing. One on the far side by Malacio. The free kick has been given, and the VAR is checking a penalty.
Well, it was certainly outstretched Fred's hand. It's just whether it's arm or whether it's...
It looks like it rolled down the arm.
It does look a bit, doesn't it?
So you want, there's a nervous wait here for Manchester United.
Almost started on that T-shirt line of the bicep and rolled along.
From the VAR, looking at it, no decision yet, no indication that a decision is pending either. Dean, I think just from one look at that, you could see that it was a problem.
We've all seen the silhouette, haven't we, of the
they're not going to give it.
That T-shirt line of the bicep around that area. It did hit that part first and then roll along the arm.
I think that they have got away with one there, Manchester United.
Well, one apiece then with the Rashford incident.
Well, certainly Rashford should have had a penalty. Maybe Barcelona should have had one too. Ferran Torres takes the free kick wide on the right, in towards the far post, heading down, hits the post, cleared off the line by Bruno Fernandes. Andreas Christensen's didn't really know too much about it. He threw himself at the ball and it cannoned off the post, and then Fernandes on the line had to volley it clear.
Well, I actually think this is possibly Casemiro who ends up hitting this against his own post as he's trying to clear, shanks it against the post, it runs along the line and then's cleared.
Back into the near post it goes, forced to Ansu Fati. His shot is saved by David De Gea. Brilliant. Back in by Fati again, to the far post, they're queuing up, in front of the goalkeeper, Lewandowski's causing a problem, and it's cleared away by Fernandes out towards the near side, and Manchester United just about survive.
Oh, they're scrambling around, aren't they, Manchester United? David De Gea a couple of times, looking just to try and punch that away off the heads of the Barcelona players. And they eventually scramble it away. David De Gea with a really good save in the midst of that
Here comes Sergio Roberto down the right. 3 minutes before the end of the game. 2-2. Ball into the near post away by Shaw. Picked up by Bruno Fernandes, who looks to try and lead the charge. Garnacho's on the far side. Rashford's made a run. He's gone a little bit too early. And it's all the way through to Ter Stegen. So many controversial incidents. So many goal-scoring opportunities. 4 goals in the game. Finely poised. And another night to come at Old Trafford in a week's time. It's a privilege to watch a game like this, and it has been absolutely fascinating from start to finish. There's only 2.5 minutes gone. I mean, I could sit here and watch this again.
Oh, it's been brilliant, hasn't it? There's been over 30 goal attempts between the two sides. I thought it would be really cagey with Barcelona's defensive record too.
Here is Sergio Roberto winning it back high inside United territory, then picked off by Casemiro. Another turnover of possession. Rashford has run down the left channel. Fernandes has held on to it. Now he's released Rashford, who's on the edge of the box. He's got support from Garnacho. Hesitates, waits, faces out Araujo. Goes out wide to Garnacho, who teases his way into the box. No real options in the centre. Rashford takes over in a left wing position. Barcelona have got bodies back now inside the box. 2 minutes to go. Malacia onto Garnacho, taking on Koundé, moving towards the edge of the area. A low ball which cannons off the Frenchman. Comes back out to Malacia once again. United careful with how they're using the ball. They don't want it to be turned over again. They're on the edge of the Barcelona box. The whistling goes on. The ball is aimed into the area looking for Rashford. Garnacho will bring it down and take it towards the corner flag. 2-2 the score in the Camp Nou tonight in the Europa League. The last 32 of this competition. Malacia trying to get round the fullback. Gets into the area. Koundé gets something on it. And eventually it's cleared by Gavi upfield. And Manchester United win it back again.
Do these two know that there's another leg? They are playing as if it's got to end tonight.
16 attempts each on goal. Remember, it's a horrible placing of the second leg for Manchester United because it comes just 68.5 hours before kick-off in the Carabao Cup final, as they look to arrest this slump of not winning any trophies. They haven't done for 6 years. The ball's on the right side with Wan-Bissaka. Manchester United, who came back from behind to lead in this game and then conceded a goal from Rafinha, drawing 2-2 in the Camp Nou. A result I think prior to the start of the game they would have taken. Here's Casemiro, edge of the area, trying to get the ball back to Rashford, whose right-footed shot was tamed, dribbled through the box and was sat upon by Ter Stegen. And I think now maybe they'll just wait and see how much added time is allotted before they decide whether or not they're going to continue to slug it out like two drunk heavyweight boxers, or whether or not they're just going to manage the last few minutes.
I mean, there's just been no composure, has there, about the end of this game?
4 minutes of added time. Out to the left it goes for Barcelona, who charge up to the United box. It's Balde smashing the ball with an attempt at a cross, I think, which seemed to go straight through towards the goal. They thought it was a deflection, certainly Balde did, and it goes behind and away for a goal kick. You were right, by the way, about that incident involving Casemiro, because it was he who cleared it onto his own post.
It did. He's gone to clear it out and just shanked it straight onto the post. It's run along the line and then was cleared.
Breathless stuff in the Camp Nou tonight. Non-stop action, an absolute feast of football and a delight to watch. 2-2 the score. Goals from Alonso and Rafinha and Rashford and an own goal from Koundé mean that we go back to Old Trafford next Thursday night, finally poised, and with both teams having every chance of progression. Manchester United might be slight favourites after this, especially with no Gavi in the next game, and unlikely by the looks of the way he was substituted in the first half, no Pedri either. And it's all to play for.
I wonder how the two managers will feel. I think Ten Hag will feel that, not that it's a chance missed, because he'll be pleased with a result such as this, but that they could have been going back to Old Trafford maybe 3-1 with the way that they played, and they've created, I would say, the better chances.
So much to talk about from this game. I'm sure that if Alan does make it onto the breakfast show tomorrow, we did ask him to do 5 days this week, which is probably asking a little bit too much, I think. Then I'm sure he'll have a lot to say about it.
And you'll be able to tune in from 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, or if music is your thing, the Chris Evans Breakfast Show is on air on Virgin Radio from 7:30 in the morning. And ball is with Barcelona, 2-2 the score. They've given it away. Then Fred nudged it straight out of play, and it's back with Barcelona on the halfway line. We're into the third minute of added time at the end of the 90. And the ball's down the left with Alex Balde. And then Gabi skipping past Weghorst's challenge. It's onto the edge of the area. Ansu Fati with a drive towards the near corner. Is hit the outside of the post. What an opportunity. Ansu Fati from about 20 yards getting it on his right foot, shooting low to the goalkeeper's right. I don't know if De Gea got anything on this, but it looked like it took a flick off the post.
Oh, it took a deflection. That's what took it away. I think it was Casemiro that just got in front of the strike, just redirected it, which is why De Gea was scrambling.
Manchester United have to concentrate from this corner. Ferran Torres delivers it. It's headed away by Casemiro. It's out onto the edge of the centre circle. Garnacho can't bring it out of the sky, and the ball is lost in midfield by Manchester United. That was a late challenge by Weghorst. Referees allowed play on. Araujo has got back to his feet, so it can't have been too bad. And now Ansu Fati has picked it up in the dead centre of the Manchester United half. He goes out wide to the left. He gives it to Ferran Torres. A deep ball to the far post. Araujo is there. It's blocked by Malacia, and it's out for a corner.
Well, they thought it was handball against Malacia, but I'm sure this hits him in the chest. It's a brilliant ball from Torres to that far post. Araujo comes in, powerfully heads it towards the far post. Malacia just gets his chest in the way.
3 minutes and 30 seconds played at the end of the 90. Another corner for Barcelona, deep to the far post. Shaw was dragging the arm of the defender Araujo. Manchester United escaped with the ball, then lost it again. De Jong's won it back, and now Ferran Torres is going down the right side. He's wrestled Fernandes to the floor in the move from WWE. He's not going to get away with that, and it's going to be a free kick. And maybe now the game will stop. Everyone can pause for breath. I imagine that everyone will just collapse on the floor in a heap, thinking that they've given absolutely everything in what has been a terrific encounter. It's lived up to expectation.
Oh, it's been wonderful. It really has. There's just been everything in the game. There's been so many mistakes that just led to the drama.
The referee's continuing to play on. A few seconds have been added on. Barcelona 2, Manchester United 2. It's been a terrific football match. Absolutely wonderful to watch. And that is that. There's the full-time whistle. And it will do fine for Manchester United. They have come to the Catalan capital, and they have gone toe-to-toe, slug to slug, with the best team in Spain. They went behind, they fought back, led by Marcus Rashford. They got in front once again, only to succumb to a Rafinha equaliser. And these two, after slugging it out, will reconvene in a week's time to settle the matter. All this result does is whet the appetite for what is to come. It's finished 2-2 on the night, and we go again for the second leg in a week's time.